Okay, so this is our high-speed needle, alright, high-speed needle valve or HSN, all the same thing, and this is the first of the two tuning needles that you need to worry about. This one is the tuning needle used to control the air and the fuel mixture entering your engine from the partial, so that's about half throttle, to full throttle. You can see that here we've got the nut, the bolt holding on the whole needle valve, and then here inside we've got the actual valve itself, which obviously tightens clockwise, counterclockwise, controlling the fuel input. Moving it around just slightly, you can see the inlet just here, which is used of course for the fuel tubing, and this is the inlet, fuel inlet for the carb, and therefore obviously the engine. Okay, so looking a bit up from here, you will come across this little screw, and this one is the idle speed screw or the idle speed valve. And if you're wondering what that is, then actually this little valve here controls the idle gap inside the carburetor. So you can see as the throttle opens, the gap inside opens and closes according to when you're accelerating. So normally you would go acceleration and brake, acceleration, so carbs full open, so all air and fuel going in, and then brake, so obviously just a little bit of fuel going in to keep the engine running. Well, basically the idle speed screw will control that when you brake or when you're not accelerating. This little screw will control the gap that it goes to. So for example, if you have this one quite tight, then when you're not applying any throttle, then the setting the engine will go to might be pretty big. However, if you have this one quite loose, then the engine might go pretty small and probably will cut out. You can see it's just a very small gap in there. In this case, then the engine would probably quit. So you can use this little idle speed valve, idle speed screw to control the default, if you like, gap that the carb will always set itself to when you're not applying any throttle or when you brake. So that is this one. So far we've seen high speed needle, the fuel inlet, and we've seen the idle speed screw. Now if we turn the carb around, you can see here we've got the low speed needle, and this is the second of the two tuning needles, and this one controls idle, so no throttle at all, to the partial or half throttle. Okay, so this one controls them settings. And here we've got our throttle linkage, so this part will join onto the link from the carburetor, which will obviously open and close the gap as showed before. Apart from those things, there isn't really much else to your carb, but another thing you might hear mentioned is the carb barrel, which is this part here, which has the rubber and then obviously moves in and out. And you also might hear the term rocker arm, which is this part here, and mainly used, the term rocker arm is more used on the rotary carb engines, but this is rocker arm here with the pinion ball on the top, pivot ball sorry, on the top, basically for the carb link to join onto. So apart from that, there's not much else to your engine, but like I say, this engine is this carburetor is from 0.28 engine, and all these things apply to a 0.21 engine. Of course, you get the carbs which have rotary carburetor, where the carb slides this way rather than this way, as this one does. And these ones are all the same, the concepts are all the same, with your idle speed screw, your high speed needle, and of course your low speed needle. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this tutorial quite helpful, and I hope this guides you into your tuning and your setting your carburetors properly. Enjoy, and more videos are coming soon. youtube.com/jthorny12. Bye bye for now.